This is going to be a quick video about how to line up a design on a quilt that you've been quilting on, that you've had to shut down your machine for whatever reason, and you need to bring up your design and get started again. So on my quilt here, I am down to right about here. I need to start the next row. And I have not rolled it yet. I need to roll it up and get that going too. And I need to bring my design up. I just turned on the computer and made my frame space. So now I need to bring up my design. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move my computer or my machine over so that I get the design roughly over here. It doesn't matter because I'm going to move it around anyway. And I'm going to come up here to File, Design, and Open. Now mine I've already had open, so it's at the top of my list here. And there's my design. Now I'm going to zoom in by coming down here to the frame space and zoom into my frame space. Now I know that I'm going to be starting row 15. So I need to count down and find row 15 here on my design. Where's my little pointer? Let me get my little pointer. Or not pointer, it's the little thing you tap the screen with. Okay, anyway. So I got to count down and find my row 15. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, right under the scroll bar there. So let me do this. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15. Okay, it's going to be that one right there. So I'm going to bring it up here within the frame space. Yeah, let's put it right there so that my other row, the last row I did is right here, and I want that within the frame space because I'm going to line up with that right there. Okay. So what I want to do is I'm going to zoom in over here. So I'm going to go to zoom, and I'm going to zoom in right there so I can see that better. There we go. Okay, so here's the last row I did. And I'm going to line up on the bottom of this Y right here because that's a nice sharp point that I can find easily on the quilt. So what I want to do is I want to bring my crosshairs over to line up with that spot. Ooh, that was pretty good right there. Whoops. Okay, I think that's pretty good right there. All right, let me zoom in a little bit more and check it. Yeah, that looks really good. All right, so that's what I want to line up with on the quilt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit drag, highlight that, and now when I move the machine, the design is going to move with it. See the design move? Okay, so I'm going to come down here to the quilt and I'm going to line it up on the bottom of that Y. Let me get my, it's hard to see black on black. Okay, that should be it right there. All right, now go up to the screen. I gotta zoom back out. Let's see, here I am right down here. Okay, so there's the corner. That's where my needle is right there. Oops, sorry. That's where my needle is right there on the end of that Y. And I've got it positioned on the quilt at that very same spot. Yeah, can't see through my glide foot, but I know it's there. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to hit drop. Okay, so now that design is lined up and I can move my machine and the crosshairs move without moving the design. So that should be lined up. Now I'm going to check it by zooming back out to my frame space, and then I'm going to move the machine down the row to somewhere, let's say in the middle. I'm going to come down here and line up that Y right there. Come up to my screen and look, and there it is. It's lined up. Come on, focus. Focus. It's lined up on the bottom of that Y. That's exactly where I want to be. Come back down to the quilt top, move down to the far end. Let's do the same thing. Okay, right there. Come up to the screen, crosshairs right where they need to be. So that's perfect. I'm ready to start quilting my row now. All right, now in order to do that, I'm gonna move back down to the start. Can I do one? Yeah, I can do one row before I have to roll. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that one row. See that row? I'm gonna be able to do that without rolling. So all I have to do is come up here to my Prostitcher tab, new start end. I'm gonna put the I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so I can see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, here's my start point right here. So I'm gonna move my crosshairs. I'm gonna move it just past it. Okay, and I'm gonna hit new start end. Come over here to the auto and then auto again. So that moved my dot to where my crosshairs are, my start point to where my crosshairs are. Now I want to jump it back to where the actual start is. So I come back over here and see this here? Jump. That jumped it right back to the actual start. Okay. Now it's always best to move your machine just a small distance away from your start and let the computer move it, because your start will be much more accurate then. If you put the crosshairs on the start point, you could be off a little bit and it doesn't move it that well. So we go ahead and move it a couple inches away and let the machine move itself over. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to Prostitcher. I'm going to go to quilt. I'm ready to go, run. I got everything set the way I want it to be set. My needle is up and we are ready to go. So I can proceed, and it's going to go over and do my little tacky stitch. I'm going to, okay, grab my thread, famous last words, and I'm going to see if I can hold this and do this at the same time. There we go. I don't know how well you saw that, probably didn't at all. All right, take your Dramamine before watching this video. All right, I'm going to come up here and get my little thingy here. I'm going to hit resume, and there it goes. We're off and running. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. Sorry for the wonkiness of the filming. I'm doing it with one hand and trying to do everything else with the other. Okay, have a great day.